Good afternoon. Good afternoon. One day I'll get that intro right here on this platform. I am, of course, KG Kris Gardner, owner of the Houston Roundball Review. Welcome to another edition of the Houston Roundball Review Takeover of the lunch break. On this Throwback Thursday edition, the Takeover is, of course, powered by JM&E. You're watching this show live on the Houston Roundball Review YouTube channel and also, of course, on Roku, courtesy of the BS3 Network. Folks, I'm encouraging you, please download the BS3 app on Roku so you can get the app, watch the shows. If you don't have it, just download on Roku, BS3 Network, bs3network.com. And we will keep going, and we'll just go from there on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. Might be some problems with the Roku connection today, of the Roku app. Keep going forward in this live edition of the show. Going to talk Coogs, going to talk TSU. I'm even going to talk some baseball. Yes, baseball. Shockingly, not a common occurrence here for me to talk baseball. Not a baseball fan. Stopped being a fan of baseball when I was 10 years old. But I'm happy to say, surprisingly, pleasantly, the Houston Cougars baseball team had some good news. Wednesday night, the number 11 seeded Houston Cougars baseball team defeated the 6th seeded Kansas State Wildcats 9-2 on day one of the Big 12 Conference Baseball Championship Tournament. Houston, 30-24 overall, 12-17 in the Big 12, received production from nearly the entire lineup, with 8 of the 10 hitters that had a plate appearance recording a hit, while 6 different Cougs drove in at least one run. And I switched to I didn't even know the game was on TV. It was on ESPNU. I knew the Cougs had started the game at 8 o'clock, whatever. I watched the Pacers and their miracle comeback over the Knicks, flipping them, trying to find the score of the Cougs game. Found that it was on TV, and I was like, oh, let me turn to it. At that point, they were ahead 6-2. They went on to win 9-2. So, hey, onward and up for the Cougs. More to it. UH relievers combined for 8 scoreless innings. 8. Which allowed the Cougs to not have to use Big 12 Conference Pitcher of the Year. Yes, that's right. The Cougs have the Big 12 Conference Pitcher of the Year. Antoine Jean. Yes, Jean from Canada. In the first round game, the Cougs advanced to play number 3 seed TSU in the quarterfinals on Thursday tonight at 7:30 p.m. Central Time on ESPNU. Cougs are money. Miss Wanda. Yes, we can watch Cougs baseball on big TV, linear TV. It's always go Cougs. Miss Wanda, hello to you. So tune in this evening, approximately 7:30 Central, because it's quarterfinal game. It's the last of the quarterfinals. Games on ESPNU. Who knew baseball, college baseball on ESPNU? Good to see. But back to it. More about Antoine Jean. Named Big 12 Pitcher of the Year. Lefty, left-hander, was named Pitcher of the Year for the conference following a season of pure dominance on the mound. Jean was also named to the All Big 12 first team. The Montreal, Canada native became the first reliever in Big 12 Conference history to be named Pitcher of the Year after leading the league in strikeouts per 9 innings pitched, hits allowed per 9, strikeout to walk ratio, and whip, while finishing second in total strikeouts and third in ERA. And he transferred from Alabama. So, something there. During Big 12 play, Jean went 3-0 with 72 strikeouts, with the Cougs winning 10 of the 12 games he pitched in. Keep that in mind. 10 of the 12 games he pitched in. Let me go back. In Big 12 play, the Cougs won 12 games. He won 12 out of 29 conference games. He pitched in 12 of them. They won 10 of them. So 10 of the Cougs' 12 wins Antoine pitched in. It's kind of important. So back at it, John is Houston's first conference pitcher of the year since Aaron Fletcher earned the award in 2018. And he's the seventh Coug pitcher to earn a Pitcher of the Year award. He is the first Houston reliever to win Pitcher of the Year. Shout out to him. And pause this thought right here because I want to get back to Cougs signings. So, but just your thoughts on a reliever, a dominant reliever. Antoine John struck out 100 batters in 63 innings pitched. I think that's right. Listen to the announcers on Wednesday's broadcast. 100 batters. Lefty, he's got it going. I did some checking. He was drafted in 2019, and he's decided to go college route. He's a graduate student at UH, so he might, pursue a pro career after his UH career is up. But he's a dominant pitcher. First reliever in the history of the Big 12 to be named Pitcher of the Year. That's why I wanted to talk baseball, Coug baseball, because of his spectacular achievement. And plus, UH baseball won their opening round game in the Big 12. Unlike Texas Southern baseball, they lost on day one in the SWAC baseball tournament. 5-3 to Bethune-Cookman, the top seed Bethune-Cookman. TSU was 8th seed. Unlike the Rice Owls baseball team, Rice lost both their games in the AAC baseball tournament. This is an indication of how far baseball has fallen, college baseball has fallen in Houston, the city of Houston. TSU baseball, done. Rice baseball, done. UH finished 11th in the Big 12. Made it have to win on the opening day of Big 12 to advance to the quarterfinal. Rice finished 17-40 overall in baseball. 17-40. Rest in peace, Wayne Graham. They ran Coach Graham out of the job, and Rice baseball has not been the same. From one legend in Coach Graham to another legend, Cougs Our Money knows of, is a fan of, Miss Wanda is a fan of, and you are a fan of if you are a Coug alum and have been following Houston Cougars men's basketball during his tenure. Good news, expected news. Kelvin Sampson signed a 4-year contract extension through the year 28-29 season, 2028-2029. That's a quote from Coach Sampson. We stand on the shoulders of all our former and current players and coaches. I would like to thank President Reno Couture, Tim Fertitta, the Board of Regents, Vice President for Athletics Eddie Nunez, and all our great fans and supporters. We look forward to continued success on and off the court. Haven't seen specific numbers, salary numbers for Coach Sampson, the new contract extension. He was making slightly under $5 million per season. So with this new extension, be more than that. Well deserved. He'll be here. His next win, this coming season, will be the 800th of his college career. His inevitable Hall of Fame coaching career. He will be in the Hall of Fame, the Basketball Hall of Fame, probably basketball, as well as college halls of fame. This is a good question. Does he coach out those 4 years? Will he last through the extension? In a sense, Cougs Our Money, I'm going to say no, because I'm going to think positively and believe Coach will retire sooner because of winning a national championship. I believe that's going to happen. He loves coaching. He's still in good health. He enjoys coaching. He enjoys the challenge each season brings. He has not shown any signs of frustration with the changing landscape in college athletics, college/semi-pro athletics, with NIL, with revenue sharing, unlike other coaches of his generation who have retired, who have stepped away from the game. So I choose to believe when he leads the Cougs to the first college championship in men's program history, he may decide to retire after that. Or a coach might say, you know what? Let's see if he can do it again. Let's see if he can do it back to back. And then that might be it. But it's a great question. Will he coach out those 4 years? Let's find out. The important thing is the team is in a great place, got a great incoming freshman class, loaded freshman class, high expectations, and that's without Milos Uzan, who I will discuss momentarily. Little teaser on the slide there moments ago. Get back to this slide here. Coach Matthew Mitchell on the women's side signed another player to the roster, Jorynn Ross, Jorynn, 6'3". She'll be a junior enrollment at Houston, transferring from Arizona. She's from this area. She graduated from Summer Creek High School last season for the Arizona Wildcats, 18 games, 41.7% from the floor, 90% free throw shooter. It's like 9 out of 10, so not a lot of numbers. Free throw shooting. Not a big score. 1.1 points per game, 0.7 points rebounds per game, a total of 11 turnovers. Prior to Arizona, she was at Pepperdine. She made the All-West Conference, I think, freshman team at Pepperdine. Averaged 6 points per game, 4 boards per game, and not quite half a block per game in her 20 minutes for the Waves in the 2023-24 season. So you could say the step up in competition from the West Coast Conference to Arizona last season, Big 12. She didn't do well. She didn't play well. Didn't get a lot of minutes. We can argue about that. Honestly, right now, the talent that Coach Mitchell and staff have brought in for this 25-26 season, not a lot of great scores, not many scores, not a lot of great shooters. But when you are starting from the bottom, basically starting over, trying to rebuild the program, transfer portal, players don't know who you are, so you get what you get. You don't have a lot of money in terms of NIL to offer these young ladies. So the monetary incentive is not there for them to come to Houston, to come to a moribund program. So this season, I don't expect a lot in terms of wins for the Cougs women's team. My personal goal for the women's team is to just win 2 games in the Big 12. Coach Huey's final season in the Big 12, they won 1 conference game. So if Coach Mitchell in his first year at Houston can win 2 in the Big 12, that'll be an improvement, in my opinion. Let me know what you think about that. It's a low bar to jump over, but you have to start somewhere. I do believe personally that Coach Mitchell starting his first year at Houston is kind of similar to Coach Sampson's first year when he took over at Houston years ago. They won. They were not 500, but that team set the foundation through hard work, establishing the culture, of what has now become on the men's side one of the nationally relevant elite programs in men's college basketball. So if Coach Mitchell can have similar success, a similar path to that success, I think Coug fans will take it. Going to take some time. But one thing that is in his favor for Coach Mitchell, Big 12 women's basketball is not elite basketball. It's not on the same level of SEC women's hoops, ACC women's hoops, Big 10 women's hoops. So it may not take as long for Coach Mitchell to have success in the Big 12 to rise up the ranks from the bottom of the conference to get to the middle of the pack and then the top tier in Big 12 women's basketball. We shall see. Time will tell. You're watching this edition of the Houston Roundball Review Takeover of the Lunch Break. I am, of course, KG Kris Gardner, owner of the Houston Roundball Review. Coming to you live this Thursday, May 22nd. Back to Houston Cougars. Got segments of the show today. Had the Coach Sampson, had UH baseball, some UH women's hoop signing. Going to have some TSU news, some signings as well. Men and women's hoops for the Tigers. But Coogs segment continues. Oop, wrong slide there. This is all wrong. Got the wrong slide, family. Let me see here. Anyway, I can talk about it. No worries, I can talk about it. Yep, I have to fix that later on. But earlier today, right now, Thursday, right now, Milos Uzan, Houston Cougars guard, is working out for Rocket fans consider the enemy, the Golden State Warriors. Los is working out his another NBA pre-draft workout for Milos Uzan. He's put in the grind, going on the NBA car wash, so to speak, going through the pre-draft process. He'll have the Warriors are planning / hoping to have a media availability for Milos in a few hours later on today. Hopefully I'll be a part of that Zoom call. Today is May 22nd. Milos has until May 28th to decide if he wants to keep his name as a collegiate player, decide if he wants to keep his name in the draft or return to Houston and play for the Cougs. At last week's NBA Draft Combine, in the 5-on-5 work, Milos did not shoot the ball well, did not play well. He made one shot out of 4 attempts last Wednesday on day 1. Day 2, he made 2 shots out of 8 attempts. Both days, 2 games, Los pulled down a grand total of 1 rebound. 2 games, 40 minutes, 1 rebound. So did not exactly have great moments in those 5-on-5 sessions. But again, he is working out with the Warriors right now, Thursday, May 22nd. The Warriors have the best NBA media communication staff in the league. They've been voted the top PR team, last 4 or 5 seasons. So salute to the Warriors staff for reaching out to UH and letting UH know that they were going to schedule a media session with Milos to speak with the media after his workout. That is so far, the Warriors media department is the only NBA media team to reach out to Houston and let give the media a chance to speak with Milos. Milos has worked out with other NBA teams. He's in training. I don't know what other teams he's worked out with, but I know today he's working out with the Warriors. Some NBA teams are just funny or too tight, too secretive about the workouts, the pre-draft workouts, like it's some state secret or some government secret, like they want to, like they're afraid of letting teams know what they're doing or let their fans know. I've never understood why you don't want to let your fans know who you're working out, who you brought in for workouts. Give them some more excitement. Hey, we worked out so-and-so, 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 player X, player Y. Give your fans something to be excited about. You're not in the playoffs, so you give them some hope. Warriors are the only team to have reached out to Houston to say, hey, would you like to speak with Milos Uzan after this workout? So hopefully there'll be some content on the U8 site. If not U8's website, I'll try to have some comments from Los. I think Andy Giannis maybe as well on Paul Samajama, but I'm assuming some more of the Houston area colleagues will be participating in the Zoom session with Milos and speak with him. I don't expect Milos to give a secret away and say, hey, I'm going to come back to UH, or I'm going to stay in the draft. He's got 6 days to decide what he's going to do. And, personally, I believe he should return to UH. His shooting numbers from last week's combine kind of hammered that home for me. But Milos, he's pursuing that NBA dream. If he finds an NBA team, if it's the Warriors, hey, young man, we believe in you. We're going to invest in you. We're going to give you a guaranteed contract in the second round. Hey, if he gets that, good luck to him. Beyond that, I don't see him getting a guaranteed contract. After last week's showing in the draft combine, the majority of mock draft that I've seen, Milos is not even in the drafts anymore. He's not in the second round. I saw one, I think the Bleacher Report, NBA.com, still had him listed at 37. No, that's what he was before the combine. And 37, lo and behold, is where the Pistons are currently slotted. I don't see Detroit drafting Milos Uzan when they have Marcus Sasser already there. But beyond that, other mock drafts, Milos is not in the second round. Could be smoke screens, could be whatever. Milos, with his workouts, could be different. We'll see. I wish him good luck, and hopefully he makes the best decision for himself. Joseph, how you doing, my friend? Thank you for chiming in on the Takeover. Joseph is a contributor to the Let's Talk Houston Rockets shows. How much is too much for Giannis? I'm assuming from Rockets' perspective. Too much would be Alperen Sengun, Amen Thompson, Jabari Smith, and first-round picks. I think that'd be too much, in my opinion. That'd be too much. Rockets should not give up Amen Thompson for Giannis. I understand that it makes sense to me to give up Alperen Sengun in a Giannis deal. I don't believe the Rockets would do that. Kind of curious. I have not heard yet this week. I mean, today's Thursday, so there's still days left in this week. The reports from Chris B. Haynes early in the week, C said that Giannis was going to meet with the Bucks front office later this week to get on the same page, discuss what his goals are as a pro. If he wants to stay with the Bucks, what can the Bucks do to improve the roster to compete for another championship? Because that's his goal. The Bucks can't do much. Ironically, Chris Haynes believes that Giannis will still be a Buck next season at the start of the season. I'm not sure if that's because he believes that what the Bucks are going to be looking for in return is so high that a team won't match it right now in the summer. Who knows? Or if Giannis decides, you know what? I love Milwaukee so much. My family's here. My kids here. I'm willing to be patient with the Bucks. Let's see if we can win another championship here. I'm going to stay around. He might decide to do that. I doubt it, but he might decide to do that. Cyrano, how are you? Another contributor to the Let's Talk Houston Rockets shows. Thank you very much. Agreed. I'm not including Amin Thompson anything from the Rockets. Hell no. Hell no. Dorian believes Giannis won't come here. Why do you say that? I disagree with that belief. I believe he will come here. Texas, there's not a lot of teams. If Giannis wants to win a championship, a second championship, have and make a fair deal in return for compensation for the Bucks, can offer a good return for Milwaukee, that a deal is fair. Give Giannis a chance to win, compete for a championship, and give the Bucks good players, good draft picks in return. It's a small market. Now, if you believe that, Dorian, Milwaukee's not a big city. That's not a big city. Yeah, it's not a big city. So he may change. And again, the Lakers, the big city markets, they don't have what the Bucks would be seeking in return Giannis is number 3 in MVP voting? The first player to average 30 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists, and shoot 60% from the field. And he did it twice. And that's in Milwaukee. And with the Knicks, now we can talk about the Knicks and how they blew it last night in game 1 in the Garden. If I doubt they'll do this, if the Knicks lose to the Pacers, they don't have anything to give the Bucks. And why would the Bucks want to trade Giannis to the East? Another East team. Hell, the Pistons have young talent, draft picks. The Bucks aren't going to trade Giannis to a division rival. They're not going to trade Giannis to the Brooklyn Nets and see him in the East and beat on them for another 5 years. So it's got to be somebody out West. Not going to be the Heat in Miami. They don't have enough assets. But we're saying all this. It only takes one GM to blink. One GM, Nico Harrison, to change the landscape for NBA trades and trading all league players. So it only takes one. Now, I believe Bucks ownership will have more say in a deal for Giannis. And Bucks ownership might frown on any trades for Giannis because Giannis brought them a championship, brought the Bucks to relevance again in the NBA. And they may ask for the moon and not want to settle for the stars. They want to have a high asking price. So if Bucks ownership is true to that, they may say, Giannis, we're going to ask for 3 young, talented players and 8 draft picks. Who's going to do that? Time will tell. I don't believe the Rockets are going to be involved right now with any trade for Giannis. Only thing I've been consistent with, I'm going to stay with it. Only way I see the Rockets, and the rumors are the Rockets are still being mentioned around the edges of a Giannis deal. 2 factors. If Tillman says, I want Giannis, and Giannis says, I want to be a Rocket, those things happen, Giannis is going to be a Rocket. Fans can like it or not. Giannis will be a Rocket. Is hopefully, if that happens, it won't gut the Rockets roster. It won't involve Şengün, Jabari, Amin, Dylan Brooks. On and on and on. It won't involve too much that makes no sense and leaves the roster Giannis and some scrubs. Hopefully the Rockets, and I believe Rafael Stone has enough sense to tell Tillman they're asking for too much. Pump your brakes. Bottom of the hour on this edition of the Houston Roundball Review Takeover of the lunch break. Throwback Thursday. It's high noon. Central Time. You are watching the On Houston Roundball Review YouTube channel. I'm going to play the clip. It seems like there is some technical issue regarding the feed with BS3, but I'm still going to play the BS3 clip so you get an idea of what BS3 TV is about. And you can still, maybe not live right now during this show, but you can still check out the website, check out BS3 on Roku. Yes, this show and BS3 has a place on Roku TV, BS3 TV. So this promo will give you an indication of some of the content on BS3. Be back in 35 seconds. I'm, of course, KG Kris Gardner of the Houston Roundball Review. You're watching the Houston Roundball Review Takeover.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.
Welcome back to the Houston Roundball Review Takeover of the lunch break here on Throwback Thursday. The takeover is powered by JM&E. I'm, of course, KG Kris Gardner, owner of the Houston Roundball Review. We're talking hoops. First part of the show, we talked Houston Cougars baseball success. Shockingly, baseball success. Coach Kelvin Sampson of men's basketball signing a contract extension going through the 2028-29 season. A signing on women's side of Miss Jorynn Ross coming home. Now, we get back to the NBA discussion, Rocket discussion, some playoff discussion as well. But as I showed mistakenly earlier in the show, I'm going to talk some TSU, Texas Southern basketball, men's and women's. Some interesting things here. Check this out. Jordan Gorecki, big man, big fella, signed with TSU, 6'10", 260. He transferred from Northern Oklahoma College to Northern Illinois last summer before the 2024-25 season. Northern Illinois announced him as part of their incoming class before last season. However, I went to look at the roster to get some stats. He was not listed on the roster for the season. Didn't find any stats for him. The only stats I found for him were from the 23-24 season at Northern Oklahoma College. 8.7 points per game, 7.4 rebounds, 3.5 blocks. So I have to contact TSU and try to get some info. I don't know if he was injured last season or what his reasons were that he did not play at Northern Illinois. But TSU announced on their Instagram that Jordan Gorecki will be a Tiger for the 25-26 season. Now, next, TSU women's hoops. And before I got to go right on into it, 9 newcomers so far for Coach Skeet and the Lady Tigers. 9. And I'll be honest, none of the 9 are scorers. None of the 9 are great shooters. A few of them are transferring from mid-major programs, a little higher up on the chain, the food chain, than TSU. But starting with Alyssa Blaylock, 5'6" guard from LaSalle. Last season, 2.4 points per game. You see, she shot 25.6% from the floor, 25% from 3, 82% from free throw line. She's one of 9. Next, Ayanna Jackson, 6'4", 6 foot forward from Greensboro, UNC Greensboro. Last season, 2 points per game, 1 rebound a game. She did shoot well on the shots she did take. Not a lot of shots, though. Playing in 15 games, she shot 55.6%. That's probably 5 out of 9, 10 out of 18, something like that. She's coming to TSU. Big girl, Sierra Brannon. She's committed. Found her on Graham. I think she's going to be a Tiger. It's just not yet official that she's signed yet, but she's going to be at TSU as well. Graduate student, transferring from Sacred Heart last season. She's 6'2". Last season, 1 point per game, 1 rebound per game, shot 33.3% from the floor. Demaya Lewis, I think these are her stats. I think there were 2 Demaya Lewises, and I wasn't sure, so I went with these stats. She's a scorer, but the level of play, Stanislaus State, that's a lower tier. That's not Division I. 17 points a game, 8.8 rebounds per game. Not a great shooter. 36.4% overall, 26.4% from three-point shooting, 76% free throw shooter. She's coming to TSU. Another big girl, Phoenicia Bertho from Tyler Junior College, 6'5" center. Last season, 5.4 points per game, 3.7 rebounds per game, 51.5% from the floor, 62.2% at the line. She's coming to TSU. Jordan Marshall from Manville, from the area, 5'6" guard. Transferring from UC Riverside last season. Again, not a great shooter. 29% from the floor, 26.7 from 3, 81 from the line, 3 points a game, 1 board, 1 assist. Lauren Perry, transferring from Omaha, University of Omaha. Or was it Omaha University? But Omaha. 5'7" guard. 3.8 points per game, 1 board, almost 1 assist, half a steal per game. Lakeland Community College, previous 3 seasons. All these Tigers, all these Lady Tigers. Malaya LeSueur, Fresno State. It's higher level than the SWAC, you could argue. 5'9" guard. Last season, 1.6 points per game, 1.2 rebounds per game. Again, not a great shooter. 28% from the floor, 12.5% from 3, 50% from the line. There's a theme here. Kind of noticing theme here? And then lastly, of the 9 new Lady Tigers, Talia Logwood, 5'9" guard from Utah State. Last season, 9.7 points per game, 4.2 boards, 1.6 steals, 43.7% from the floor, 28% from 3, 61% from the free throw line. So those are the 9 newest Lady Tigers, plus TSU big man on the men's side, Jordan Gorecki. Now back to it before I get to more NBA discussion on this edition of the Houston Roundball Review Takeover of the lunch break. Currently, the Rockets have the 10th pick in next month's NBA Draft, 2025 NBA Draft. Did some checking, did some research. Dorian, Cyrano, and everyone watching on YouTube at the Houston Roundball Review YouTube channel, as well as on Facebook at the Houston Roundball Review Facebook page. Did you know? Did you know this? Since 2000, the 10th pick in the NBA Draft. Look at those names. From 2000, Keon Dooling. 01, Joe Johnson. 02, Caron Butler. 03, Jarvis Hayes. 2004, Luke Jackson. 2005, Andrew Bynum. 2006, Mohamed Sine. 07, Spencer Hawes. 2008, Brooke Lopez. 2009, Brandon Jennings. 2010, Paul George. So that first group from 2000, 2010, some good players, some really good players, ranging from good to great. 2011, Jimmy Fredette. 12, Austin Rivers. 13, CJ McCollum. 14, Elfrid Payton. 15, Justice Winslow, a Guy V. Lewis Award winner. 2016, Son Maker. 17, Zach Collins. 18, Mikal Bridges. 19, Cam Reddish. 20, Jalen Smith. 21, Zaire Williams. 22, Johnny Davis. 23, Cason Wallace. 2024, Cody Williams. So you see those names. That's what, 25 years? Were picked with the 10th pick in their respective NBA draft. I wanted to get comments like this from Dorian. Your thoughts on it at the 10th spot. It's kind of hit or miss. Paul George was the only one. That's it. Standouts. Caron Butler had a long career. ISO Joe, solid career. Hell of a big three career. Keon Dooling. Yeah. But the 10th pick, probably you could argue more misses than hits. But a good number of decent to solid NBA careers in this group. If the Rockets stay at 10, as Rocket fans, are you okay? Do these names give you confidence that the Rockets will find someone who can crack the 8/9-man rotation? Or is there too many misses out of this list and you're just like, man, might as well trade this pick and get some more assets? What do you think? Cyrano says, did not know. Impressive. Like I said, Paul George, the best of the lot. But there's some misses in this list. Cyrano says most of these players had staying power in the NBA. But is that good enough for you? If you're a Rocket fan, is that good enough? Is staying power just as good enough for you as a Rockets fan? To just have staying power? Dorian exclaims, we need to trade the pick. For who? Trade in what way? Trade down for future assets? Be part of a package to move up in the draft? Do you have someone in mind you'd like the Rockets to get? What do you think? Trade up, trade down, trade the pick for assets well into the future? 2031, 32 kind of thing? Or is there someone, Dorian, Cyrano, that you have in mind specifically that you like the Rockets to get in this draft who won't be available at 10 because they'll be gone? So they need to move up in the first round to get that player, your top choice. And clearly it's not going to be Cooper Flagg, and it won't be anybody, Mr. Harper, Dylan Harper, Ace Bailey. I'm not really a fan of Ace Bailey at 3. But anyway, is there someone in mind that you would like the Rockets to select? Dorian says, trade up and some cash or one of the round picks. And who do you want them to get? Who is your choice? Who do you want the Rockets to get with your trade proposal? Who do you want them to select? Give me that player, because you have someone in mind, Dorian. Who is it that you have in mind that you want the Rockets to get? as we're winding it down here, these final moments of this edition of the Houston Roundball Review Takeover of the lunch break, powered by JM&E, Throwback Thursday style. I am KG Kris Gardner of the Houston Roundball Review. And of course, if you are interested in advertising on this show or advertising on the Let's Talk Houston Rockets shows, got more and more popular as the season and the playoffs progressed, email me at advertise@thehrr.com. Or in addition to that, you can also order your Houston Roundball Review merch. There's a link in the description below this video as you're watching live. You can order your merch. You can do like me, get you a mug, shirt, cap, on and on. Different ways to show your support of the Houston Roundball Review. Okay. These final moments as I take. Ooh. You like Trey Johnson for the Rockets? I mean, he just seems like to me another Jalen Green kind of player. Hasn't met a shot he doesn't like. I mean, talented. Oh, he's talented. But he seems kind of tunnel vision in his scope. D Skills coming in. Says, I hate to sound like D Morey, but we don't need another rookie on the team at this point. So D Skills is in favor of trading out of the first round. D Skills, you're a Coug alum. This is some FYI. Well, I mean, Trey's better in a sense. He's better than Jalen in a sense. Trey is more aggressive than Jalen. But you can say he's got that dog in him that Jalen does not have. Probably. But the Players Era Festival. Later on this year, in November, $1 million to each team participating, college team. This group right here, this 8, common knowledge. Bama, Auburn, Baylor, Creighton, Gonzaga, Houston, Iowa State, Kansas. These names are from February. Michigan, Notre Dame, Oregon, Rutgers, San Diego State, St. Joe's, St. John's, Syracuse, Tennessee, Texas A&M. Okay, February. We're now in May. Same 8, and this from the website, the Players Era website. Same 8 as before. Bama, Auburn, Baylor, Creighton, Gonzaga, Houston, Iowa State, Kansas. These skills. Checking your recall, your memory. Who's different on this slide? From February to May. Who's different? Michigan, Notre Dame, Oregon, Rutgers, San Diego State, St. Joe, St. John's, Syracuse, Tennessee, UNLV. 18 teams, 18 men's teams currently in. 18 teams. In February, and it's kind of easy how it's set up alphabetically, at the website, Texas A&M was in it. Right there. Last one. In May, website, UNLV is there. Not Texas A&M. But one of the quirks is UNLV was and has announced or did announce in February they were the 19th team for the 2025 Players Era Festival. And the other 18 teams included Texas A&M. So in February, the total number, really March, the total number was 19 teams. 19 men's teams participating in the Players Era Festival. It's now 18. One thing that changed in April, Coach Buzz Williams is no longer at Texas A&M. He is now the head coach at Maryland. So I'm wondering, because there is no Maryland among these teams. So the Aggies are no longer in it as of now. And Maryland is not yet announced to be in it as of now. I've heard some things that might change on both sides. There's a chance the Aggies might be back in it. There's a chance Maryland might also be in it, which will make the total number of teams up to 20 in the Players Era Men's Basketball Championship. There's going to be a Women's Players Era event as well, 4 teams, and just give them some shine very quickly here as I wrap up this edition of the Takeover. Here are the 4 teams on the women's side: Duke, South Carolina, Texas, and UCLA. Those 4 teams will also be participating in Vegas in November for, I think, 3 games. But yes, the kicker of all of this on the men's side, the Players Era Festival event, if it's 18 teams, 19 teams, 20 teams, how is this going to work in terms of games? In terms of, it's not going to be a true tournament because you can't play everybody. You can't really make it where you're playing 4 or 5 games or 6 or 7. Group play, if you have 4 groups of 5 or something like that, if you have 4 groups of 5 and there are 5 teams in your group, you could have every team play each other in that group for 4 games. And then if you win that division, the winners of the division will face off in a semifinal for a 5th game. And then those winners will face off in the final for 6 games. 6 games in the Players Era Festival in Vegas for the men. That kind of makes sense. However, I've been told that the most the teams will play is just 3 games. So you're going to have 18, 19, 20 teams. A lot of quality teams in there. You got teams in the same conference. Let's see, what is it? Baylor, Iowa State, Houston, Kansas, all from the Big 12. They're not going to play each other. Got some teams from the Big East, SEC. They won't face each other. But if the most these teams are going to play in the event is just 3 games, it's not a tournament. It's just like little classics put together for one big old event. Well, I agree with D-Skills here. They really need someone who knows what they're doing to run the event. I think some of the organizers were in Vegas earlier this week. If not, they're still there trying to finalize everything and put it all together to make it all make sense. The games have not been finalized. The matchups have not been finalized on the men's side nor the women's side. The networks have not been finalized either. So this time will tell. So no dates have been determined. So the fans, alums, supporters don't know yet what dates they need to plan for, schedule for, to buy tickets, to get hotels. None of that is known right now. You still got some time, but folks need to plan ahead. So hopefully soon enough, this will all be finalized and announced. But these skills, the irony is, for all the issues that still remain in the logistics, I was told that this year they are in a much better spot now than they were last year. So, I mean, that's progress, I guess. I suppose. But just putting out there, the Players Era event for men's basketball teams and also women's teams will take place in November. Not even sure which venues just yet. But once I hear it, I'll mention it here on the Takeover. You can subscribe to the Houston Roundball Review on YouTube. Click on that bell. D-Skills. Tune in Sunday evening, 6 p.m. on the Houston Roundball Review YouTube channel. I'm getting the band back together. Folks Talking Sports. We'll be back Sunday at 6 p.m. Tune in on the Houston Roundball Review YouTube channel. Rocket fans, subscribe to that bell. Subscribe to the channel. Click on the bell because there will be a Let's Talk Houston Rocket show coming soon. Thank you as always for spending your lunchtime with me here on the Takeover. Spread the word about the Houston Roundball Review. Spread the word about this show. Spread the word about, it's going to be a different intro. Eventually I have to do that because there'll be some different folks involved. But I'll get with you about all that because the show is still going to be sporadic for FTS. But spread the word about the Houston Roundball Review. Spread the word about what we do here on this show. Oh, and lastly, I forgot to say this. The Houston Roundball Review has been approved. The media group has been approved to attend and cover the Big 12 football media days in July. Yes, the media group will be in July and might even have a spot on radio/podcast row. So yes, the Houston Roundball Review, not just hoops, sports. So thank you very much, as I hope so too, Miss Wanda. So thank you as always for tuning in and watching this edition of the Houston Roundball Review Takeover of the lunch break. Going to wrap it up as I always do. The Houston Roundball Review. Y'all know it since 1994. The Houston Roundball Review. Local name, global perspective. Everyone, take care. Peace.